or Vice Chair Ferguson, members of the committee, my name is Ed Mulholland. I'm from Zanesville, Ohio, House District 97. The Declaration of Independence was an announcement to the world that the colonists could and would manage their own affairs. It was a statement establishing the right of liberty and local sovereignty. The Constitution followed securing the liberty of the people by granting the federal government only 27 enumerated powers. James Madison, author of the Constitution and fourth president of the United States, said it this way: "The powers delegated by the proposed Constitution to the federal government are few and defined. Those which remain in the state governments are numerous and indefinite." This division of power is called federalism, and it's critically important. We know the federal government is too big and powerful. By 2019, there were already over 1 million regulatory restrictions placed on us by the federal government. This expansion of power was never intended by the founders. For that, we can thank a series of Supreme Court decisions that have interpreted the Constitution in ways unimaginable to the founders. The General Welfare Clause was never meant to give government unlimited power to pass laws or spend money on whatever it deemed beneficial. Likewise, the Commerce Clause was never intended to give the federal government power over local economic activity. Unfortunately, decisions like U.S. v. Butler in 36, Wickard v. Filburn in 42, reinterpreted those clauses, giving virtually unlimited power to the federal government. I'll take a little aside, adding pages to the Constitution that gave them that extra power. HJR 2 empowers states to propose amendments that would limit the power and jurisdiction of the federal government. States, through their chosen delegates, could propose amendments to reclaim federalism. Perhaps an amendment that would clarify the meaning of the Commerce Clause, restoring states' rights and allowing for more diverse and local solutions rather than the one-size-fits-all regulations coming out of our federal government. Perhaps an amendment addressing the exponential growth of federal regulations, something as simple as requiring Congress to approve by a majority vote any regulation deemed to have a significant financial impact, say $1 million, whatever. We have had several presidents threaten to stack the Supreme Court, a hostile takeover of one branch of government by another. This kind of attempted power grab could be prevented with an amendment limiting the Supreme Court to just 9 justices. Over the past few years, we've witnessed absurd levels of waste, fraud, and inefficiency of the federal government. The IRS spends about $3.5 billion per year on 8,000 IT employees to accomplish what a mid-sized bank with 200 employees could do on a budget of $200 million. Think about that. Only the government could spend $3.5 billion a year on IT and still be using a computer system from the 1990s. How about $312 million in loans that were granted by the federal government to children age 11 or younger during the COVID pandemic? Those are just 2 examples, $1 billion here, $1 million there. Sooner or later, it becomes real money. Imagine an amendment to the Constitution that requires federal agencies and departments to undergo an independent financial and operational audit on an annual basis with mandatory public sharing of results to ensure transparency and accountability. Oh, something I had to do every year as a director of a local nonprofit. Every corporation has to go through that. These are just examples of potential amendments that could be considered at an Article 5 convention. I'm sure you can imagine many more. HJR 2 gives states the opportunity to at least discuss these important issues. In 2013, Ohio passed, with bipartisan support, a resolution calling for an Article 5 convention to discuss a balanced budget. You have another proposal calling for an Article 5 convention to discuss term limits. HJR 2 includes both of these topics and the critical third leg of the stool, limiting the power and jurisdiction of the federal government. All 3 are necessary to restore federalism. Alexander Hamilton, who helped write the Constitution, wrote in Federalist 85, "By the 5th article of the plan, we may safely rely on the disposition of the state legislatures to erect barriers against the encroachment of the national authority." Ronald Reagan and other great Americans said this regarding Article 5. "The Constitution provides for both methods, and the convention is a safety valve, giving the people a chance to act if Congress refuses." Representatives, Congress has refused to act, And it's time for states that take action. The people are asking you to do it. I urge you to support HJR 2.